get those sorts of bits of equipment out there into the rest of the world. And because so much of this stuff is now being done in sort of grid computing, sort of cloud computing ways, actually it may not be as impossible as that sounds at first, because all you've got to do is kind of get cheap, robust receivers out there, and then by just tapping into the vast computational resources that are becoming ambient, you might be able to spread this around. Whether we might decide not to. I mean, we could have this discussion, well, what's the good of this? We're just going faster and faster and faster, maybe getting more done, but do we really feel better or not? That's a debate that I've not had, but I can see that it's out there. So yeah, there's a real worry. I don't have quite the down on AT&T, but that's probably because I'm living in England. Who is it there? O2, but there's a few networks that do it there. But yeah, I think there's a real danger. Cheap, robust technologies are always the best anyway. The other ones are just going to be more fragile, and because they're more fragile, they won't have this ability to be, if you like, to become parts of us in that sense. Think of the best old technologies, the blind person's cane, etc. Cheap, robust, easy.
I'm going to ask a question on behalf of transhumanists, and just as a quick introduction to everyone, transhumanists are people that see death and taxes as engineering problems. And speaking on behalf of one of the board members of Age Plus, Many Plus, Natasha Vita Moore, has the quote that the physiological state of human existence normality ought to be a state of enhancement. And what we have seen to this point with any biological systems enhancements has been more or less to restore damaged function, which is what you've touched on. And we seem to have a social pact, which is that all of us will play within the realm of what gifts we were given at birth, as opposed to what happens when some of us start breaking that social pact. So instead of an Alzheimer's patient that decides to have a augmented reality heads-up display that tells them who they are, what if, in my case, I have a very strong memory? What if I decided to augment mine to where I can automatically identify every person in this room when I look around? There'll be heads-up display, tell me your name, some basic bioinformation. What happens when certain people start to do that? What will that do to the social contract?
Yeah, I don't have a long answer. The short answer is it'll change it. In what way it'll change it, I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen because human beings have never said no to enhancement, as far as I can see. Every time there's been an option for enhancement and it didn't seem to kill you, we've done it. So since I think it's going to happen, it's good to try and have these discussions as soon as possible. That's the sort of bottom